All right, welcome. Yeah, we're having this amazing conversation before you caught us. Welcome to 28 Sports Show here on TV Sapiencia. With me, Oma, you're very sweet on radio, TV, and social media. 28 Sports Show is that program where we talk to teenagers, we educate them on salient issues about their lives. Right now, on the 28th of May, the world celebrated World Menstrual Hygiene Day. And of course, the theme is making the world a period-friendly world. And did I remind you that about 500 million girls and women don't even have access to proper sanitary towels that they will use during their menstruation? And what is even menstruation? Why the taboos? Why the shame that someone is going through something that is actually natural to her? To discuss all these and more on today's 28 Sports Show is an amazing woman, Cynthia Enwong Arinze. She is an advocate. She runs an NGO, and her NGO is The Code. Her NGO represents number 5 SDG, that is Sustainable Development Goals, which is about equality and women's rights. Cynthia, welcome to the program.
Thank you so very much, Emma, for having me. I'm glad to be here.
Glad to have you here with us. So for those for our viewers that are here, of course, look at her. Look at her clothes. 28th day, The Code, Menstrual Hygiene Day. So can we just talk a bit about menstrual hygiene and what it means?
Thank you very much. First and foremost, menstrual hygiene is just about the overall health of a woman, for women and girls during their menses.
Okay.
So from taking care of themselves, changing their sanitary products, taking care as in changing their pad when due, trying to keep clean, when to change, where to change, the facilities is overall well-being of a woman during menses. That's what the menstrual hygiene is all about, which of course most of us are not even aware of all these things, but you just feel like it is menses, you just change your pad and that's all. But from the time you're anticipating it, from the menstrual cycle, you predict the dates, from the time of you getting prepared for it, and the time of you actually seeing the menses, being able to change, being able to know when, duration of how long you're going to wear a pad, and how safe the environments are. You know, these are part of what makes the menstrual hygiene. Okay,
now, for a young lady, a teenager who is watching us, who doesn't even understand what menstruation means, what is menstruation?
Okay, let's talk about it in a layman understanding.
So layman's understanding.
Yes, menstrual hygiene is just that, mens is that part in your life or in that particular time in a month when blood comes out of your body. So that part is when you're menstruating. So it happens every month. You cannot, once you're up to the age, your menses flows, you don't have control over it. It's a natural process. So if you're listening to us, that is what menses is all about, menstruation. Or the common name is period.
Okay, that's what we call it, period. I'm seeing my period.
I'm seeing my period, yeah. But menstruation, menses, period, they're just the same thing.
Why is it important in the life of every woman?
Yeah, it's actually important because, one, it is who we are. It makes up who we are as a woman. Two, there are so many taboo attached to it. There is lack of information about menstruation and menstrual hygiene. There is a lack of access to sanitary products. And all these things hinder the fact that the woman should take care of herself during her menses. Because of the taboo, most women and girls don't talk about their menses. As are people that during their menses, they don't associate, maybe because of cultural barrier, they will not even share the same bed with their husband or cook for their husbands. There is the lack of access to wash facilities, that is water, sanitation and hygiene. So all these things are some of the issues that the United Nations came up with. They, according to their research, they found it out and say, oh, we need to bring out this 28th of May, talk about menses. We need to create awareness about it. We need the whole world to know that menses is something we can live with. It's not something that you can say, oh, I don't want to see it this month, I beg, it should go, next month it should come. No. Once it's that particular time, it will just come. So because of that process of being who we are, you can't overlook it. You can't do away with it. So we have to accept it, and that's that making a whole massive and intensive awareness about it so that girls will understand that this is who we are. This is who I am. So I have to accept the fact that this is who I am, and I have to find a way to live with it. Despite the discomfort, I don't like it, the attitude, but you can't change it.
Now, let's look at the taboos. When you were talking, you mentioned the taboos. What are some of these taboos associated with menstruation and period?
Yeah, is number one is the fact is exclusion.
Okay.
Yeah, some communities, it is in their culture that when a woman is menstruating, you don't sit in the midst of other women. So there should be a place for you to sit. Then if you're married, maybe you would, during that 5 or 7 or 3 days, depending on how long your own lasts, you won't cook for your husband, you'll not share the same bed with your husband. I think there's a scenario in Togo.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a scenario in Togo. They don't, but now, Plan International is working around it. Okay. So it's changing now. But as I said, sometimes I say that this part of our world is not that obvious.
Aisha.
Yeah.
Maybe we're yet to find out.
Yeah, we're yet to find out. But I know of a religion. I know of a religion that forbids that. Once their wife is menstruating, the wife will not cook for them.
Even traditionalists.
They share the
even
same
some
bed.
Traditionalists.
Yeah, they will share the same bed. So these are the taboos we try to break. For crying out loud, she's your wife.
Yeah.
And you know that just like you have your beards naturally, whether you like it or not.
It will come out.
Some men shave every day.
The beards will come out.
Some men, even if you shave every day, once it is time, it will still grow.
Yeah.
Just like our hair. So just that's the way menses is. So why would you now tell a woman that because your menses is coming or because you're menstruating, you please avoid me, don't come close to me, don't do this, don't do that. No. These are part of the taboos, United Nations. These are actually some of the challenges women face, and which United Nations had identified and said, no, we need to create a massive awareness about it. And if you look at this 28 May 28.5, and what I'm wearing now is a menstrual bracelet.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, it's menstrual bracelet. It signifies the fact that I'm not ashamed of my menses.
Yeah.
It signifies the fact that I'm proud of who I am as a woman. So what I'm wearing, I'll explain it to you. This red bead, it signifies, average flow of blood is 5 days.
Okay.
Though we have 3 and 7,
okay.
but we are using the average of 5 as this red.
Okay.
They will now have 23 white as the days you're not menstruating, making it up to 28 beads and 28. That was why they choose that 28.5.
Okay.
So everything they did, they wanted to pass the message of menses in one form. So to make us understand that menses should not be a taboo. We shouldn't see it as such. We shouldn't see it as an abnormality. It's sort of what makes a woman a woman. Because even without your menses, you're not going to be a mother.
Because I wanted to ask that question. A lot of people don't even understand the role menstruation plays in the life of a woman.
Yeah.
Now, can we kind of enumerate some of the roles seeing your menses as a woman will play in your life? Thank
you very much. Like now, once you see your first menses, they call it menarche. Yeah, you are officially a woman, and that is why our mothers, they told us then, and I know they are still telling. I know that our mothers are telling their children now that once the man, if you I see your menses now. No, if a man touches you, you get pregnant. That was what we were told. If a man touches you, you get pregnant.
Like if a man touches
you like this, you get pregnant. So the teenage girl with that mentality will run away from men.
Will find it difficult to socialize.
Yes, the child will feel withdrawn. My mom told me if a man touches me, I'll get pregnant. So the day they will find out that it is not true, they would maybe start doing something else. And that is misinformation.
Yeah.
So what makes us a woman, once your daughter sees her first menses, and if she's of age, you should be able to be telling her, if you suspect, you'll be telling her one after the other, small, about menses. She might not only understand it, but when you think she's of age, you start talking to her about it. Then when it finally comes, she will not know, oh, my mom was saying this, let me now go and tell her that I've seen it.
Yes.
So she has a prior knowledge before the D-Day. So when the time comes, you just tell her the whole truth. My dear, you're menstruating now. You are now a woman. This thing you're seeing now is what makes you a woman. So now, we have to check your cycle. So this is the month. You just write today's date, so that we can check when it comes again, and we'll check over again, and we'll be able to detect your cycle. Then this is sanitary pad that you'll be using. You'll be changing it every 3 to 4 hours. So let me know how it flows, so that I will dictate. You know, you talk to her like that. Then you now tell her, okay, and now you don't be playing until a relationship with the opposite sex that will get her pregnant. Not tell her that when the man touches you, you get pregnant.
I think that's the funniest part of the whole thing. I mean, that's the funniest part of the whole thing. The fact that even my own mom told me that if a man touches you, you're pregnant. And I'm just wondering, how can just a man touching me be pregnant?
That you feel that thing is just, and it will be in your psyche. It will be affecting you. You won't even know. To associate, run away from men. And if you see other girls associating with men, be like, these people will get pregnant too. They don't know what they are doing. You understand? So that is why you give them the right information. If you don't do, others will help you and do it.
And they will give them the wrong information. The very wrong information.
So that is why when we talk about menstrual hygiene awareness, you try to tell mothers, be sincere, be open. Say it the way it is, the way it should be. Just say it that way. There's no need telling your daughter if she get pregnant. She's seeing her menses. Let her understand it. Even as at now, whenever this menses comes, there is this discomfort. And, why now? You know, it's natural thing for you to do, but you cannot do away with it.
Yeah. Now, as a young teenager, growing up, how can she manage menstrual discomfort?
Yes, like I always tell people that the first thing we should do is understand our menstrual cycle.
Okay.
I think that is just the first very step. If we're able to understand our menstrual cycle, then if you're expecting your menses to come in the next 2 days and you know your cycle, it's very, very easier for you to like take your hot water, do little exercises, tummy walk down, you know, do a little thing that will stretch you. So when your menses finally comes, you find out that the pain, because sometimes I hear this people that do adverts, they are selling their medicine, they were talking about that menstrual pain is you have an infection, other menstrual pain is you having menstrual pain, or you have this kind of infection or this, but all of them are not true.
And these are part of the misinformation.
Yeah, this is part of the misinformation. When you're seeing your menstruation, there is natural pain that comes with it, because your body is reacting to something. It's trying to bring out something that is not needed at that particular time. So you will feel that pain of coming and going and all the process. So someone telling you that it's only when the pain is severe there are some that will be shouting, when they are menstruating, the whole neighborhood know that they are menstruating, So people like that, I tell them to go to the hospital, they should go and see a doctor. If at the end of the day, after all the whole test and the doctor is wrong with them, but that is their own cross. That is how, I know when we were in secondary school, this girl, when her menstruation starts in the class, she will be rolling on the floor.
Wow.
But we'll carry her home.
Wow. Some ladies, it's kind of is excruciating.
Yes.
Some ladies they fall so sick.
Yes.
They vomit, nausea. A lot of things are happening to them.
Yeah, that is why when if you have an adult in the house and your daughter is experiencing her menstruation for the first time, you just watch her closely and see those symptoms that she's attached to. If her own is that one that is severe, excruciating, all you need to do is just take her to the hospital and run a thorough test on her. And if at the end of the day the doctor say that she's okay, that she doesn't have any infection or anything like, and there's no disorder, then that is how our own happens. So the only thing that can help her is when she wants her to know her cycle and try to do some things of taking a hot water. I mean, even doctors might even help her and give her some drugs that will help her before the menses. You understand? Because it's always good to allow you to flow. I don't even like taking drugs during menses. When I was growing up, I was these drugs that were taking them, but now I don't really like it because this is our natural pains. Yeah. Let it just flow. So all I do is when the time comes, when the time is approaching, I will just take my hot water and maybe a little exercise, do 1 or 2 things. So when it eventually comes, the pain will not be much that. Yeah, but the pain will still be there. It will still be there.
All right, so let's look at the school. What can the school do? For example, a young teenage who is in school and menstruation starts, because you find out some teachers don't even help matters.
Yes.
You see, the way some teachers shame some of these young girls, it will look as if they've committed a crime. Yeah. Because if we are looking at breaking the taboos, it has to be everyone that will be part of it. What can teachers do? School owners, what can they do to ensure that when a child comes to school, a teenage girl comes to school and she starts menstruating, she can actually feel safe
to talk to someone? Just like what you just said now. The kind of taboo, when a girl sees her menses in school and rushes to the teacher, the first thing we should ask her, did you see any man? Did you meet anyone? Sorry, it was just funny.
But it's true.
The question will throw the girl off balance.
Yeah.
The question will just throw the girl off balance. She'll be wondering what is happening, what is going on. So that is why during this period of May, we try to do a massive and intensive awareness.
Okay.
You talk to people, like school owners now. Maybe during the assembly, they can bring out a time, maybe 5 minutes, talk about menstrual hygiene.
Yeah.
Because there's this thing they said, if you're informed,
if you're well informed, you can actually take the right decisions. Information
is
forms
power.
a man.
Yes, without information,
forms a human.
Without information, you are not going anywhere.
You'll be wallowing in darkness.
You are deformed.
Honestly,
when
you'll be wallowing in darkness.
When you don't have the right information. So when the schools start talking about menses, both boys school, girls, me school, because these issues we want to achieve through the SDGs, every single person should be carried along, even the male gender. We can't achieve it alone.
Exactly.
So it can be talked everywhere. So they should know that menses is part of a woman. It's not something that you be like, I don't want to this month, so please come next month. I want to go somewhere. Don't come this month. No. So the school should have an information center for you, just the way they have. I know they have moral education. There are some activities they do in school. Extracurricular activities, they can include these ones, or during assembly period, even if it's once in a week, they should talk about it. So as they're talking about it, so the girls will be feeling more comfortable talking about it. Because when it's being discussed like that, the girl can now come up and open and tell teacher, this is what my menses just stained me. But where it is not discussed, you cannot just go and talk to a teacher, my menses just stained me. You'll be
feeling shame, like you'll be feeling ashamed.
But if it is being discussed in the class, in the field, everywhere, just open discussion, you can actually walk to a teacher and say, teacher, my message just stained me. That is one. Then two, the school, do they have wash facilities?
Okay.
If a girl gets stained in school, is there a place, is there water where she can change, maybe wash off her skirts for the meantime and let it dry? Then is there sanitary products she can wear? At that point that she's telling you that her menstruation just started in school. So all those, are they in place? They are not. I mentioned earlier that if it's possible, there should be a free access to free sanitary products for every girl.
Okay.
That if a girl starts menstruating now.
I think we're still coming to that.
Okay.
Because I wanted to ask you, what can the government do? Have you finished with what the school can do?
Yeah. I wanted to talk about that, but no, let's leave it.
What can the government do?
So what government can do just to subsidize these sanitary products? They are way too expensive, and most girls cannot afford this part. Believe me, and that is why in rural communities you see them using they go to tailor's shop and get materials.
Wow.
They get materials they use in sewing
in
clothes.
This 21st century.
I don't want to call the names of the communities.
And to think about it, you were on an outreach recently, right?
Yes. On Tuesday precisely.
What was your experience?
You know, when you go out to go to community outreach, you assume that you've heard it all or you know all the problems, but they keep coming up. One said, so they have heavy flow and they have normal flow. I was amazed as I controlled my shock. As in, so this person doesn't know there is a heavy flow and there is normal flow. So you can imagine that kind of thing in this century. Then people now, when they are menstruating, you know, they see they are menstruating, they just rush the nearest tailor or a seamstress, they just get the materials there and they will use it.
Wow.
It's happening. It's not. I'm not saying a fairy tale. This is just the reality when we go to rural communities. And that is why at the code, we go to all those hard to reach communities. Because, I don't know. When you do some of these outreaches in this urban area, they might not really understand it. But if you go to these communities, you will hear. You will be shocked. So just like the way the government, they do, I know all these vaccines they give children. Someone is already paying for it. They do vaccines, free vaccination, go there and take your, just go there, they'll give you card, they will mark for you. They should be the same thing for sanitary pads, for girls. Just in your community, once your menses come, they give you sanitary pad. You just go there with your card and register. And the government can actually do this thing. And if they can do this thing, it will be a very big step to eradicating period stigma.
Yeah.
Because if government gets involved and start doing this, schools will take over. Communities, so government is in this thing, then the issue of menses being a stigma or this all these taboos associated with them will just die naturally.
Abby?
Hey, because we are still seeing it as, hey, menses, oh God, this blood stain, this, that. I don't want anybody to see, I will not cook, I will not eat, I will not. All those, to be as if mens is a secret thing. Yeah, it's something to be hidden.
It's part of who we are.
It's not something to be proud of.
Yeah.
But that's why we tell girls when we go to outreaches, this is who you are. You have to accept it. Proudly carry it in your head. Once it's time for your message starts, just be proud of yourself. Keep yourself clean. Do your thing. Let nobody stop you. So girls will avoid school because of menses. They will prefer to stay at home and nurse their menses at home instead of coming to school because of one, there's no wash facility. They don't have sanitary pad to even change in school. So it's better for them to stay in their house and be managing it like that. Maybe they will just wear their pants. If it stay, they wash and they will do, just managing it like that in school.
I think I heard a story that really shook me. A story of how some girls in rural communities use buckets.
My dear.
That they sit on buckets.
Yes.
During their period.
Recently, I heard
a story like
my
that.
My grandmother told me that story. I don't want to do with happening in this our time.
In the course of this job, I think I've heard someone share that story with me. And I'm just wondering, all these things happening in this era.
It is still possible because that is why if you go to the site and see if you could do more research on why this menses is a challenge, this lack of access to sanitary products is a big challenge. When you cannot have access to sanitary products to manage your menses, how will you go out? How will you be able to do anything? Just stay at home now. If imagine someone using now buckets, is that person going to stay there for like 5 days?
I'm just wondering. How would the person sleep? And that will probably, multiply whatever health challenges, whatever emotional stress,
then psychological stress, then even the person's health. So does it mean the environment? How the environment going to be? Okay. If is he going to sleep on the bucket? She's going to sleep on the bucket. Definitely, she has to go to the bed. So how would the bed look like? So these are the challenges women face during menses, and that's why we talk about it. In this part of solving this issue, I always hold government because they are the ones that can make the magic. They are the ones that will make it happen. And how would they do it? Just to subsidize the sanitary products. Yeah. Just subsidizing it or even making it free. Some things are free. I don't want to mention names.
Oh, it's okay.
They are free. So this sanitary part should be free.
It's supposed to be free. Yeah.
It should be free.
I agree with you on that.
So that every girl can have access to it.
You know, we can't stop this conversation if we don't talk about the other gender. What role can the male gender play in helping to ensure that we eradicate this stigma? Because they are the ones that will see you on the road and they will laugh at you. For example, if you go to a mixed school, sometimes when girls are on their period, it is hell for them. Because sometimes, even fellow girls, I already shared my story, even fellow girls will make jest of you because of lack of information.
Yeah.
So what can the other gender, the male gender, what can they actually do to ensure that together we can eradicate this stigma?
Okay, it's just like normal awareness that we are creating. It's not limited to only girls. Even when we go to school outreach, we still go to mixed schools. And we tell the girls, we tell the boys, not only the girls, because you are involved, you have a sister. You should have a sister or you have a nephew or a niece or something. So the issue of menstrual hygiene awareness is for everybody. If you see a girl that is staying because of her menses, there's no need laughing at her. You don't need that, is not necessary. All you need to just to help her. Help her get cleaned up. But if she's, where will she even get cleaned up? We don't have wash facilities anywhere. So all they can do is just to give her a sweater or a tie to cover her, to wrap herself around and go home. So, and by so doing, the number of times she's going to miss school. So if started in the morning, she should go home that period and miss classes for the day. So that is why we say that all these things should be in place. What facilities should be in place? A girl should be able to be on her menses and go to school and relax in school. And how would that be possible when we have access to affordable sanitary products, when we have wash facilities in school, when the awareness is there? Oh, your menses, let's go and help her. Even if it is a boy, so sorry about that. Another thing again, girls should learn to understand their menstrual cycle.
Okay.
Because at least that will help at least to a greater percentage of not getting stained outside your home. And if you're able to predict, you might not really necessarily put the pad, you can put inside you don't necessarily need to wear it. You can just put inside your bag. When you just feel it, just go somewhere hidden. Because I know many of us have, many schools even have good toilet facilities. But you can go somewhere hidden and just wear it for the day. But it depends on you understanding your menstrual cycle. So as a girl, as a teenager, and you're listening to us now, you have to understand the menstrual cycle. How do you do it? If your menstruation starts today, 1st June, just write it down. And check when it's going to come again. You write it down and check the days in between. That's your cycle. But so it varies. Maybe this month might be 25, the other month might be 26, the other month might be 24. All you need to just do that for like 6 months. At the end of 6 months, you calculate the average. Be able to say, on every 25th day of every 20, my menses comes up every 24 and every 25th day. And because of the variation, you can now say, okay, on every 23rd, if I'm going in, I'll put a pad in my bag. So that if I just feel anything, I'll just go and wear it.
And wear it and change.
Yeah. So by understanding our menstrual cycle is a very big step for us to help ourselves. So that you get ready for it.
Yeah.
So you don't need to be taking on our wares. Oh, there's no pad, and I just saw it now. You now start going to using tissue, going to the tailor or seamstress shop to get a dirty material. But understanding our cycle is just the most important thing we can do for ourselves to help ourselves. Why we now advocate for government to do the subsidization and every other thing, but personally, we can do that to help ourselves.
Let's look at the society. What can the society do? Because you find out in some cultures, you find out that when a woman is menstruating, when a girl is menstruating, there's always this taboo surrounded. How can we break that particular taboo quickly?
It's just by just like we are doing now.
Okay.
Information, because some of these people they do it out of ignorance. That's what I believe.
Yeah.
They do it out of ignorance because
I agree with you.
Yeah, it's just ignorance.
I agree
because
with you.
If they really understand that yes, this is a natural process in a woman. I cannot do anything about it. This is our first step towards being a mother when the time is due. So it's just ignorance. So when we try to do all this awareness, intensive information, you do your sensitization, you talk to them, you meet with them, and you discuss all these things with them. You'll be like, oh, they didn't know. Oh, we didn't know this thing was happening. No, we didn't know that it was affecting them like that. So this is what maybe they just grew up
with it,
and they don't know or they don't understand anything. Our forefathers did it. My father did it, and we are doing it. It's in our lineage.
It's just like our mothers that told us if a man touches you, you get pregnant. But thank God that we found out
that is not true.
That it doesn't happen that way.
That's misinformation.
It doesn't happen that way, and probably the same way, everyone will find out that their menstruation, menses, period is a part of who we are. As a woman. Thank you so much, Cynthia Enwonwu Arinze from the Code. What's the full meaning of the Code?
Development Center for Orientation, Discovery and Empowerment.
Oh, beautiful. That's your NGO, right?
Yes.
So what do you do there?
Yeah, what we do, we work with just 3 thematic areas. Value orientation. Okay. That's where we talk about. This is where we talk to teenagers about social vices. Okay. We want to restore morality in that aspect. Okay. Campaign against cultism, drug abuse, rape, prostitution. That's what we do in value orientation. Okay. We have socio-economic development, and this is where we cover all these things I'm talking about. Menstrual Hygiene Day, the issue of women empowerment. There are some of my friends like, please, I need to give this kind of soft loan to women, support these rural women. That's what we do in social economic development activities. We try to build the capacity of women to believe in themselves, not to be withdrawn, be excluded in their communities' affairs. That they should know that power is not given, it is taken. So as a woman, you have to live your dream. As a female, both men and girls. So that is what we do in that part of our social economic development. Then on our mental health and victim support.
Okay.
That's where we handle the issue of drug abuse victims. We work with NDLE in that aspect.
Okay.
So we try to like tell them that, see, oh, drug abuse is bad, but even if you are in drugs, even if you are addicted, we still have solutions to it. You can, we work closely with NDLE in achieving that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow,
then
that's
we collaborate and network with a lot of people, a lot of organizations.
Great.
So
That's great.
we're open to sponsorship also.
All right, thank you so much for coming. We look forward to having you, and we will have a lot of more conversations in the future. Remember, let's make the world a period-friendly world. A situation where you see a woman, a girl child who is menstruating, you don't shame her. There is absolutely no need to be ashamed of what makes you a woman. Menstruation, period, whatever name it goes by, makes us women. That is who we are as a woman. We all should work together to ensure that no woman is ashamed of what makes her a woman. My name is Oma. You're very sweet on radio, TV, and social media. Thank you so much for joining us, and let's make the world a period-friendly world. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.